My name is Sanchia. I teach landscape design. So I'm going to take you step by step through the process of planting and planting well so that you have success when you're putting your plants in. The first thing I do is lay them out, having the taller plants towards the back of the garden and the smaller plants towards the front. Once I've done the layout, I sort of put them where I want them to go. I always check the tag to see how wide they're going to grow, and sometimes I even have a measuring tape just to say, all right, this is a metre, this is how far it's going to grow, so I might move this one a bit further away. The first thing I do is clear a space in the garden and clear away any rock or mulch that is already there, and then just dig it up. And what you want to do is to just have the top of the root ball just above the soil. So I'll measure it and yep, that looks good. Good thing to do is just to test how well the water percolates through your soil. So I've got a watering can here. I'll tip it in. And you just observe and see how long it takes for the water to sort of dissipate and go into your soil. Sometimes if you have a really heavy clay, it could take a week for the water to go into your soil. And that's why it's really important not to sort of dig a very deep hole and plant in, but just dig a shallow basin, put the plant in, and then build up around it. But this soil's pretty good. So this is the plant I'm going to pop in. And the first thing I want to make sure is that this soil is fully saturated and there's no air pockets. So I just pop it in my bucket and you can see that there's little bubbles that are coming to the surface, and that means that there's lots of air in the soil and I want that soil saturated. So I'll leave it in there just until those bubbles stop bubbling. And it's just slowing down now. Beautiful. I drain it, bring it over to my hole, and then I gently squeeze the pot and gently pull it out. And you can see this plant's got this amazing root system and very healthy. You don't want to tickle the roots, and I think a lot of our nanas taught us we always got to tickle the roots of a plant, but especially for these young tube stock, just keep the roots intact. I put it in and then backfill around the plant. What I like to do is go about halfway and then give it a water. Just in here, I've got some compost from my compost heap. And I'm a very lazy composter, so I don't turn it over. I just throw everything in, grass clippings, veggies, things that I've pruned off a tree. And I just throw in a couple of handfuls around the plant and then continue just to backfill. So just bring it in like that. Beautiful. And what I like to do also is to create a little berm or a donut around the root ball of the plant. So what it is, it's like a moat around your plant. And what this does is when I water, instead of the water just running off either side of the plant, it keeps the water on the root ball, and so you don't have to water as regularly. Just let it go into the soil, then give another water. And then the next important thing is to mulch around your plant. So this is like a just sort of a yuki mulch, so you can put that around the plant. My rule of thumb is just keep it 4 fingers wide width away from the actual stem of the plant. So I'll just bring it in there. This is leaf litter from a deciduous tree. This is also really good mulch to add into your soil, like that. And then once you finish mulching, you water it again. A habitat garden, it can be many things. It can be these beautiful grasses, It can be sort of native trees, indigenous trees, but at the end of the day, the most important thing with gardening is just getting plants in there and just getting started.